Hi everybody, welcome back to Rachel and Bella Crafts. Rachel here, hope you're all well. So today we are carrying on with week 5 of our 100 Days of Junk Journaling Ideas collaboration. It has been absolutely amazing so far. I do have 1 or 2 videos to catch up on this week because I'm still a bit behind after being away at the retreat last weekend. But other than that, I am on tip top. It's been amazing. So just a quick reminder of where we've been. We've had week 1, which was pockets and tucks, week 2 with journal covers and binding. Then we had week 3, which was tags and decorative elements. And then the last week we've just finished now was envelopes and hidden journaling spots. And weren't there some fantastic ideas within that idea this week? Now, what is coming up this week, you may ask? And as I've just sat down, I thought, oh my word, I've forgotten to print off the sheet. So I'm going to put the sheet up on the screen for you guys now. So there we go. So just a reminder of all of the collaborators that we've got coming up over the whole collaboration. Again, this can be found on our website. All of the information for the collaboration, with our rhymes, is on our specific 100 Days collab page on our website. We're not putting it anywhere else. Kits are only available on our website. The freebies are, however, on Ko-fi, but the link to them is on the website. So you just need to keep that website page, you know, bookmarked or whatever on your phone, and just keep going there every day. And if you click on, if you go down, there's like a little box for each week, and then down the sides are little pink buttons, and they literally take you, if you press the buttons, they take you to the designers YouTube channel. So our new topic coming up this week is quirky and interesting journals. So what does that mean, I hear you say? Well, quirky can mean anything, really. Anything that, you know, is piques an interest, anything that is just slightly different to the average, normal, what, you know, we normally do. So quirky for you can just be you stepping outside of your comfort zone. So this doesn't mean that you have to go and think of some really elaborate idea. It just means try something a bit different, okay? Something that's a bit interesting, a bit unusual maybe for you. Now, what's unusual for you may be completely normal for the next crafter, but this is all about taking us out of our comfort zones. So I'm going to show you 3 very quick ideas of journals, and from that then I'll explain to you what I'm going to be doing. So the first one I wanted to show you is this. Now, please excuse the theme, because yes, it is a Christmas themed journal, but I absolutely loved making this journal. It was very, very interesting to do, and very fun to make. But this to me was quirky. This really took me out of my comfort zone. I do have a tutorial video on this. If you want to go and have a look, I will put the link in the description box below. Oh, I just realised that the buttons come off. But if you don't know where to find that link, just go to our collaboration 2 Christmases back, and it was the last video for that. I wanted to give this one a go because the whole idea of it was that you had, I always do that upside down. You have a journal which opens up like this, and I love this design because it all fell flat and it was wonderful. And then you turned it over, and then you carried on the back, and then you had all this full, quite a lot of pages in there actually. And then when you get back to the top, you open this side, and you have another journal here, and then you turn it around here, and you open this side, and you have another journal on the top here. There is also another version of this journal that you can make where you turn it over, and then we'll have another 2 of the mini size then on the back. But if I remember rightly, when I did this at the time, I was a little pushed for time, and obviously I hadn't done it before doing it on the camera. So I wanted to just kind of make sure it was all going to go well. But that is just a very straightforward, interesting, and I think quite quirky design there, if you're looking for something alternative to do. So like I say, there is a tutorial on that on my channel. Another quirky design I want to show you is this. Now this is a very, very interesting journal. I did not make this journal. I was gifted this journal in a journal swap. It is one of my absolute most favoritist journals, and I just love it, and I love the way that it's been assembled, and I love everything about it. And I'm just hoping as I open it that I've kept, no I haven't, because I had hoped that I had the bit of paper in there that came with it. But yes, there is a full flip through of this on my channel. I'll try and find the link to it down below. But what I found fascinating about this was the way that the cover was made and the way it was assembled, and just I don't know, just everything about it, the whole design of it. There was a lot of fabric used in the construction of the journal. So not just by adding, you know, what do we call them, ruffles or whatever, just in the actual making of the journal, a lot of fabric has been used, old fabrics, and I just found it really fascinating. And I've promised myself, ever since I've had this journal, I've had it a couple of years now, that I would have a go at this kind of a style. And I'm going to be honest, I just never had the moment to try it. But just literally everything about it was just quirky and fascinating. You know, there were lots of little like tucks, folds, flips, flaps, all that kind of thing. You know, even just to the folds of the paper. And a lot of it was very cleverly done with great effect. And, you know, even just like I say, these simple things here of just layering things upon one upon another, and I just dropped that in there. Oh, I can't drop that out now. I just found that the whole thing was just really, really interesting, and I just loved the way that it was designed. So that's just you know, another point of view is that again, it's not about assembling things perhaps differently, but it's about what you're assembling things with, you know, what you're using to make these journals. And just it is everything about this journal that fascinates me is all about the fabric that was used. And I know it was old fabrics that were used, but guys, you don't have to go and get old fabrics to make old fabrics. You can make your own fabric old. Do you know what I'm saying? And of course this had this beautiful doily on it. It was over some old quilting, I think. And then on the front then we've got this lovely journal card and this lace which is layered over the top, and then more lace which is layered over the top, and it is just absolutely fascinating. And now to me that was a super quirky design. When I had this journal I'd never seen anything like it, because I hadn't been able to touch or feel something that was, you know, so vintage-esque, I'm going to call this, because that's how it feels. And then I had another journal in a journal swap sent to me, another beauty here. And again, this is another very quirky design, because this, the cover is actually, let me show you the cover, how the cover's been assembled. It's actually two pieces of, you know, this is card here, cardstock, and it's just, this just stuck on a piece of fabric. I say just, I'm sorry, I'm not detracting from the expertise that has taken place, but what I'm saying is you could do this, you know, it's not complicated, but it is so effective. And that is simply a piece of cotton. It's nothing, you know, it hasn't been like stabilized or made stiff or anything like that. And that is simply stuck onto both sides, one at the front, one at the back, and then it's been used then as part of the binding. But when it's then closed over the front, it just looked so effective. And it really impressed me when I had this come through. This again was another journal swap that I did. And again, lots of use of lovely fabrics and things like that in this journal. Very tactile, very texturized. I mean, I know a lot of us put a bit of lace on the end, but I don't know, this journal just feels so much more than that, you know, and the way that the fabric creeps across the pages, and it's just used in such a way to make it more, you know, decorative rather than just finishing off the trim on the end. And not only that, but also it's been used in a way that it is practical, because you can utilize the fabrics that are in there. And I love as well how everything falls out, so it's not just all cut, you know, into straight lines. It's just absolutely beautiful. This journal, again, just blew me away. Beautiful little sari ruffle there. So I'm going to give it a go at doing a quirky journal. A quirky, I think the right word is actually a quickie journal, because I need to be fast, because I don't want to keep you guys all afternoon. But you know, I want to do a good job. So let me just put these away a second. Okay, so before I forget, we have got freebies, gosh, I couldn't get the word then, for you this weekend. There are 2 freebies. Bella, I hope you've all checked out her video. Don't forget, Bella does her video with me today. Hers will have gone on this morning. I'm doing mine this afternoon. If you've been to see her video, you will see that she has made a wonderful project with these. And she wanted some portrait collage pages, that's the word I was looking for, and so I've done these 2 for her, because this week is the last week of Billy Do, the kit, and we will be moving on to a new kit next week, which I'm hoping is going to get finished ASAP. Very sad news this week, my external hard drive busted on me. In fact, the lead came out and the whole thing just kind of fell apart. this is my external hard drive currently at the moment. This is the state that it's in, but my very clever son told me a little hack of how I can take it apart and order a lead, and I should still be able to get the files off there, which is very good because my new kit is on here. So I'm just trying to stay really zen and calm about it. What is the point in me getting stressed? So the lead will be on Monday, and hopefully I will be able to get in and everything will be okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, back to the freebies. So these are on our Ko-fi site. Link is down in the description box below, or if you go to the website, you will find details there. I'm going to be working with these today, but in a slightly different way that Bella did. So let me just explain to you what I have planned. I have here on my desk, I have raided my stores. And before Bella raised her eyebrows, it was out of my boxes, Mum, don't worry. I have some very old handkerchiefs here that I bought quite a few years ago now at a car boot sale. And I have quite a little selection of them here. I also have a selection of some lovely fabrics. New and old, doesn't really matter though, does it? I've got some linens, I've got some tablecloth, I've got some of this. Possibly not that one because I don't think that'll go, or that one. But I do want that little bit of pink there. I have some of this old lace, which I cut up on the weekend. And I have some new lace. I have some lovely lace doilies. Now, I have been hoarding these quite some time. I'm fairly certain that these ones I got from Hay when I went to Hay on Y a couple of years back to look at the books, and it was a charity shop. It wasn't a charity, it was an antique shop. There was a pile of them and they were clipped together. I've got another handkerchief there, and I've got another handkerchief there. Excuse me. I got some fabrics that were cut up from the retreat that the ladies didn't end up using. We were going to use these for the covers that I showed you last weekend. I've got some of this nice striped fabric, and then I've got some of my French fabrics that I wanted to have a little play with. And when I tell you why at the end, all will be revealed and you'll find out why. I'm not sure that colour is going to work. And I've got some of these that I've cut up, and I've got some of these that I've cut up. These are from the French pack. These are from the French pack, as are these, as is this. And this lovely cotton, and some of this, and this. They're like, blimey, Rach, you got enough fabric there? What are we making here? A new bag? No, I'm not. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make a journal with this fabric and with these signatures. And through that, we're going to make a really lovely, quirky, I'm going to say quirky like that, journal. Now, I have got here 2 signatures, which I'm sure you're very relieved to know I have, folded, made, and cut, and put them into place. Oh, that was the mama to the little doily. So, isn't that lovely? So I'm going to pop that in there. And I've got the vintage ephemera that you can see in here are from my other vintage ephemera kits. I do have a French vintage ephemera kit, which is one of my very earlier ones. So I've printed that out onto some very thin grey paper, which I like. And I've printed the kit onto some like parchment paper, because I thought that would be something a little bit different. Yes, so that was something I cut when I was doing the tag during the day, so I'm going to use that, and I folded it, I'm going to use it as a tuck spot. That is something out of a book. That is going to be a little fold there, because we're going to make a tuck out of it, and then that's another one of those. I think I might put that way around actually. And then if we go back through, you can see I've got a freebie sheet in each of the signatures. So yes, there we are. So that's that one there, and then this one is pretty much the same. And I've put a mini doily in it. Ah, right, hold the phone. Where's the doily that here we go, because that one matches that one doesn't. So this one is the baby one to the mummy one that's in the first signature, which I thought was rather cute. And that's the front page out of a French book. That's some coffee dye paper, and I'm going to put a little tuck in there. It's one of my vintage checks, and that was a freebie out of the kit. Again, I printed onto the grey and then some on the parchment, and then yeah, I've just got a few extra pages in there. So as you can see, I've got 2 full signatures, and I've cut them down and they're all ready to go. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do now is I'm going to just quickly sort through some fabrics, because before I bind my signatures, I want to include some fabrics into the signatures. for different reasons. Some of it might be pockets, some might be just as a flip, but I want to put those in before I actually bind the signature into place. So I'm going to quickly go off and do that, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I've done, okay? Okay, so I was getting well away then, and I thought, hang on, I should be showing you this bit now, because this is, like, basically I'm having all the fun here and you're not seeing what I'm doing. So I'm going to just quickly recap and show you what I've done. So obviously I had the doily in there. I've popped in one of these lovely vintage handkerchiefs. I have got a bit of this is beautiful French lace, this is. I'm going to just stick that on the top so this can flip up. Then I have got this piece here. I am going to stitch this onto the edge of that page there. And, oh, sorry guys, I'm not even in frame. How rude of me. Right, there you go, that's a bit better. Yeah, so I'm going to put that on there, and then that'll flip up like so. Right, sorry, my light is really playing up today. So the next thing then I've done, I made this little fabric flip, and I just layered some cute little fabrics, and I've just stitched, I did a little hem over the top, stitched it on, and I put some of this lovely lace on there, and I've put this lovely thing on top, and that's going to be a pocket on the back of it, like that, but I'll probably have it so that this bit here comes down at the bottom. I've just put some of these snippets on here, then I'm going to stick those on. Well, again, I think I might stitch them on. This is going to be a large flip, a big lacy flip, and I'm going to just stick it over that flap there, like that, and then you'll be able to lift the whole thing up. This is another flip that I've done, and I've just done this layering up some fabrics, and all I'm going to put that on there. I have put in this piece here. I've got a stitch down the side of this page, and I've put this lovely bit of lace on the side. And then the middle page, then I just wanted to do something with the handkerchiefs. So I've got these squares of blue fabric left over from our little projects on the weekends. And like I say, I'm not worrying if stuff hangs out of the side. In fact, all the better really if it does. And I've got this gorgeous, oh my goodness, look how old this handkerchief is. I just had the strangest thought go through my head then. I don't think I should say that loud. I was just thinking, I wonder how many people have blown their nose on this or something, but no, that is just a stain on there. Okay. Goodness gracious me, Rachel, what a thought to have, honestly. Right, so I'm going to just cut down to here now. Cut, cut, cut. Dee-lee-dee-lee-dee. I hope you're all enjoying this collab. Haven't they been brilliant, some of the ideas they've come up with? Please don't lose steam with them now, will you guys? I hope you're going to stick with us for the 100 days. Because we've got some new channels. Again, we've got a really new one coming up this week. So, you know, stick with it. And don't forget that obviously we're doing this to kind of help these newer channels get off the ground and get them out there. So, yeah, just keep coming along and watching the videos and what have you. I did notice there's a couple of other exciting collaborations coming on next month with some of our very good friend creators. I believe it is, I think Margaret has got one running in April, so that'll be very interesting. And also I see that Natalie from Line.Arrow is doing a collaboration with Tracy Fox, so make sure you look out for those guys. They're both out early in April, and we will be tuning in and supporting them as well, because that is the wonderful thing about this community, is we just love to support one another and help each other out, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And we've all worked together in the past, and just because we're not kind of like working alongside each other on the same projects at the same time doesn't mean that we are not going to give each other a shout out and help one another out. So I will be very interested to go over and see what the guys are all doing, and yeah, it's just lovely to have all this inspiration bouncing about. So I'm fairly certain that Tracy and Natalie have collabed on a kit that I think is going to be out with what they're doing, and it's a themed kit, and I don't want to say it now because I can't remember whether it was either pockets or envelopes, but it looks fascinating. So yeah, make sure you give that a watch as well, guys. But like I say, don't forget our newbie collaborators now that are going to be joining us at the end of this week, and obviously all of the girls that are continuing to work really hard to get the new channels some traffic, because that's what it's all about. It's about you guys come in and then they're saying, right, well, follow us now because we're going to go in this direction. But it's brilliant. I just love it. I just love collaborating. I love what it's all about. And I just love the community that comes from it. We had an absolutely, I'm sorry, I'm not just sitting here doing nothing. I'm looking for a specific bit of lace now. We had a fantastic weekend, last weekend, up at our spring retreat up in Malvern. Oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a bit of lace off this one, I think. And we have just confirmed, oh my gosh, it's been so exciting this week. We weren't sure whether or not to go back to the farm this year because we didn't fill it last year, and it cost quite a bit last year to put on. So we were a bit undecided about what to do, and we were going to go back to do all of the retreats in the same place then for this year. But obviously I'd had some feedback from some people, and they were gutted we weren't going back to the farm, and they wanted to come to the farm. And also some other things, personal situation things that cropped up for us, myself and Bella. So as a result of that, our wonderful ladies that were booked in have been so accommodating, and we have actually managed to secure the farm. So we are now going back to the farm this summer, and it's been a bit of a whirlwind week because literally within well, I hadn't even announced it. I didn't announce it. I actually don't know how everybody knew, but I was initially only talking to the people that were already booked in because obviously they'd already booked in, so they had to be the priority, and I was just checking that they were okay with everything. And then literally within like an hour, the whole thing sold out. So I didn't even get a chance to put on the website. I didn't, if that's not, something, coming from word of mouth and also people's personal experience, showing that obviously they had a good time because they were desperate to come back. Well, not desperate to come back, but keen to come back. But I was just really pleased. So I just want to say a huge thank you to our regulars who have literally pounced. I'm going to use it with pounce because they did pounce on me. It was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And they are all coming back to the farm. So the farm, I'm going to just quickly say this now. We have booked the farm. We are going back. We're going back the first week of June, Monday to Wednesday. We start first thing in the morning Monday. We have sold out of accommodation on site, but there are some alternatives. There is also an alternative for local accommodation. There's a Premier Inn up the road. So there's a couple of other options if you want to come, because we are doing the day tickets that will run for the whole time that we're there, with buffet lunch. But obviously there's nowhere for you to sleep. So short of you rolling up a sleeping bag and, kipping on the floor, which we can accommodate. There are Z beds, but so if you were hoping to come along and you've missed the boat because we didn't get a chance to announce it, just drop me a message and we will see where we can squeeze you in or what we can do and help you out with perhaps accommodation locally or what have you. But I tell you now, guys, this retreat is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so excited. I'm a little behind in this project, you see, because I got so distracted with all of that, and yeah, there was just so much to do. So what I'm going to do with this project now is I'm going to project pocket even. I'm going to stitch now with my sewing machine across here, and then I'm going to do a little designy stitch down there and a little designy stitch down there, and then again across it, because we mustn't be frightened of blank areas. You've just got to embellish them. And I'm going to leave all these little tattered frayed bits then hanging out there. So I'm going to just nip off and do that. I'm going to stitch in the bits that I've done there as well, and then we'll have a quick look on the second half, get that second signature done, and I'm going to show you then how I'm going to put this together. Won't be long. Okay, so I have stitched in all of the stuff on the other journal. I'm going to just show you now, because I've just started building all the pieces in here. I'm going to show you now what I've got together and how I'm going to put it together, and I'm going to nip over and do it then. So first page here I've got this little bit of pink fabric, and I'm going to just stitch across the top there, and then you'll have a lovely little fabric flip. Here I've cut one of those gorgeous handkerchiefs in half, and I'm going to fold that around the page, so we'll have a little pocket either side then. This is gorgeous. This is like, I don't even know what you call it. It's like muslin, but it's got like little French knots in it. Really pretty. So, I'm sorry, I'm going to have that draping across there, and then we'll have a flip there, and you can journal under there or whatever. I had this shape on the bottom. I folded it up, so I've just put some lace over it to kind of disguise that shape. This is, oh, hang on, where's that come from now? Oh yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, no, this is, I'm going to just leave that like that. That's a little bit of fabric. It's off that, one of the hankies. I'm going to stitch that on the end there and have that hanging off there like that. Oh my gosh, this is going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. But anybody that feels intimidated by this process, don't, because this is literally taking me, I'm like rushing, I'm in a hurry. I'll explain why I'm in a hurry in a minute, but don't be put off by it, because once you sit and start like pulling through your fabrics, get it all out, but once you've got all your fabrics together, it's actually really lovely and simple to just start laying things over. So I'm going to have a pocket that runs through. I've ran that all the way through, look. And then this one is another handkerchief, and I'm going to put that on the end of it. Now, I have stuck that over there. I'm going to laugh and tell you, because there was a bit of a creepy doll underneath. I don't like, and I do apologise if anybody collects them, but I don't like China dolls. They really creep me out. I had some many years ago and they just used to freak me out. So there was a China doll under there, so I've just gently tucked her away under some lovely pretty music paper, because I didn't want to see her face, because it was coming through the delicate handkerchief. That's a bit of a snippet, so I'm going to just stitch that on there, but I'm going to stitch that at the same time I'm stitching the other side. That makes sense, because I'm going to be stitching through anyway. This here, I have got this beautiful piece of fabric here from my French fabric selection. So if any of you have bought our French bundles, you know, this is a bit of a motivation and inspiration for what you can do with all the stuff, okay? Again, I got a lovely little snippet here of lace, and I'm going to just literally do a little fancy stitch, and then, because I've got a little flap here, so I'm going to just stitch that then onto there, and then we'll have a little tuck space. So that's that one. Then I've got this beautiful, beautiful doily. And I'm going to have that, I'm going to stitch it across. I'm going to have that just so that it's like a tuck, but just gently secured in place, okay? Actually, do you know what I'm wondering? I wonder if I could make that a belly band, you know. I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to try that as a belly band, I think. This is going to be a little... what is that called? A ruffle. I'm going to put that down there like that. So basically everything is in place for me to go over to my sewing machine and just zip, zip, zip. Do you like that nice? Somebody's feeling hyperactive. No, I'm just in a rush. And again, I'm going to do another little ruffle with that one there as well, because everything's very little. And this bit there is also another run through pocket. So that's going to go all the way through there, look. Just like that. Again, I got some snippety snippets here, and they're going to go on that little flippy flat bit there. So many daft words we use, isn't there, in journaling, but it's just so much fun. So much fun. And then that is going to be a pocket there, and I'm going to put that on the bottom of there, because it's a bit ugly with that bit on there. That I'm going to stick on there like that, because that is beautiful on my lovely French page. This I'm going to make a little turnaround pocket, and I'm going to keep that bit on that side there, and I'm going to use this snippet thing here, and I'm just going to stitch that on top of that bit there like that. But I'm going to leave a bit of the blue showing, and then it'll just drape down, just because I think it looks nice. So these are like alternate takes on like our snippets, our clusters. I'm basically just making clusters on the page. And then this here is going to be a lovely fabric flip. And that's literally just a piece of fabric. You know, don't deep this. You can, I used to kind of like, just make everything just so complicated. But no, it can be simple. Now I'm going to put that on there, because I think that that is wonderful. And I really like that. There's going to be something else on here. I'll come back to that in a moment. And then I got that there as a tuck. I think I'm going to have to do it that way, because I'm not ironing anything, you see. That's another thing that I'm terrible, like, oh, I've got to iron all my fabrics. And nope, that's not allowed in this project. It's got to be authentic. Is that the word? I need it to look like somebody's vintage junk journal. Well, she wouldn't have been ironing her fabrics, would she, back in like 1855 or something, you know? I mean, come on, let's be realistic here. And then this is going to be a little flip, a side flip, which will be secured on the back here. Ooh, I haven't put anything on there, but that's okay. I can live with that. And then we've got another one there, because that's rather beautiful. Perhaps I'll put it that way this time then. Yeah, perhaps I'll do it that way. Yeah, okay. That's the other side of that pocket. I will cut that off when I've worked it out, what's going to happen there. That is going to be a large pocket. It's going to hang down off there, and I may leave it hanging out. I haven't decided yet. That I'm going to just stitch onto the page, because it's beautiful. This is going to be a pocket on there. I feel this page needs something at the top. Oh no, where did this come from? It didn't come from there. Oh, Nicky Nocky knew. I had that on something. And now I can't remember what. That's so annoying. Because it would have looked wonderful wherever it was. Oh well. We'll see where I feel it needs to go when I get up to the machine. It was definitely on an edge though. That's the only thing I'm thinking. I wonder if I had it on there. No, I didn't have it on there. Well, maybe I had it this side. That would make more sense. Yeah, perhaps I had it that side like that. But this does need something here. Or maybe I had it this side then. Maybe that's why it was in that space there. I think that's the wrong way around. Okay, so that's going in there. Oh, no, it was on there. Silly me. That's why I wasn't worried about the end of that. Right. And then I got that. I've already glued that in place. Oh, that's just such a lovely piece of lace. Do you know what Mum said to me the other week? Well, last week she was panicking. She'd run out of lace. And I always like suck my teeth and think, Mother, you don't have to get through some lace. You know, she wallops through it, blah, 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 blah. And then I think to myself, yeah, but then she buys more. So look at all the fun she has using the lace. Use your lace. So I'm using my lace. As inspired by Bella. There we go. I'm going to put that one on this one. A nice little skirt there. That's a little fabricy flip. That is the lacy thing. Now these two here, I'm going to use this now over the top of this. And this is going to be an over the top fold. Like this. And I will probably just paper clip that on actually. And then you'll have a flip then both sides. Okay. And then this piece of fabric here. Now, a little tip, when you're using your fabrics, if they are very vibrant and they don't feel washed out enough, turn them inside out. So I'm going to use that backwards, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to put it on the edge of there. There we go. And then on the last page then is the doily. And then I'll come back to that bit. Right, I'm going to the machine. I will be back. Okay, so I have now before me two very shabby-licious journal signatures, all stitched in, all full to the brim with vintage fabric. And I'm going to just very quickly now bind them together. Well, not the journals, not the signatures together, but bind the signatures to themselves, if that makes sense. Hopefully going through some of the fabric that I put inside, and also then all of the pages that are in there. So let's just really quickly whip this through here now, and I'm just going to do a really simple pamphlet stitch, and hopefully it'll come straight the way back up. Oh, I love it when it goes well. Marvellous. Pop that there. I probably shifted the bottom hole now because I've been wriggling him around. That's fine. Straight through there. And this is going to be the trickier one because this is where all the fabric is at the bottom. So, oh, no, there we are. Woohoo! When does that ever happen? Tonight, thankfully. It's on my side. Yes. Okay, so, oh, hang on. Last nip through there. I'm really sorry. I'm very conscious that I'm making that annoying noise that I know drives my kids up the wall. It's when I'm under pressure. I don't know if you ever hear it. I don't know if you ever hear me do it on camera. I probably should never have pointed it out because you probably hear me doing it all the time now. But I don't realise that I'm doing it. And then sometimes I realise I'm doing it and I like become like hyper aware of it then. Do you ever find that with anything that you do? Right, I'm going to snip that right down there because I don't want that getting in the way of anything. There we are. So that's that one done. Oh, doesn't it feel fantastic when you've bound a journal and suddenly the whole thing just feels like it's come together? Don't you think? Have you noticed that? Right, now I purposely haven't put anything sticking out on the back of that side yet, and I will explain in a moment when we get to that point and you see what I'm going to do. Golly, I nearly put a knot in the end of that then. Nope, don't want to be doing that. Right, let me just check this one's all in alignment. Well, as good as it's going to get. What I just don't want is papers poking out of the top, if that makes sense. So when you've got all of your stuff hanging at the bottom of this, perhaps just a little tip is maybe to just make sure that the top lines up, because you ain't going to see the bottom here, let's be honest. but you don't want then all your hard work of making sure your papers are the right size going out the window at the top. So quick hole through here, one, and then a quick hole through here. Do you know what? I used to, when I first started making journals, I used to so much overthink this whole process. And like, I used to think, oh, you know, do I need to use clips? I cannot do things with clips. Trying to bind a journal with clips for me is like trying to garden with gloves on, and I can't do that either. No, it just doesn't work. So I just have to go with it and hope for the best. But yeah, it used to make me feel really stressed, and I just got to the point where I just thought, because I was getting, like, I wouldn't finish journals. I wasn't sewing my signatures together. I used to take them over to my mum and ask her to do it. My mother, sorry, not oh ma'am. Don't make me call out ma'am. So, oh, see, look, now there's me saying, so I'm just going to wing it. And now I've lost my hole. But that's okay. Do you know what I do then when I lose my hole? I just put my awl back in. If you give it a wiggle, it usually finds its way back through. Might not be quite so simple with this because I've got half a ton of fabric in the way. There, that's it. I can see it. Okay. It's easier said than done though when you're coming in from the outside, isn't it? Don't you find? Oh, where's she gone? See that? This is because I said something. If I hadn't said anything, if I'd just gone ahead and did as I was doing earlier, we'd have been fine. But now I've lost my needle. Yep, she's not even remotely in the right place. Where are you, needle? Where are you? How far in are you? No, she's not there. She's not there. Oh, all right. I've obviously caught hold of more than I realise. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. This is so annoying. Whenever you're trying to be quick, it just doesn't want to have it, does it? Where have you gone, you silly girl? I can feel you lifting. Ah, she's stuck in the pocket. That's where she's gone. Silly needle. That's not where you're meant to be going. You're meant to be going through here, look. Hey, see? Oh, that'll teach me. Be sitting there saying, ah, this is so breezy and so easy. Do it this way. No. You do it your way, guys. Don't listen to me. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, talking about the annoying noise I make through my nose. No. Actually, my son goes on at me and he does the exact same thing. And it's usually when we're either like really concentrating or stressed or rushing or feel under pressure to be rushing. There we go. Right. Pressure? Who feels under pressure? Not me. Right, okay. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Look how gorgeous she is. Oh my word, look at that gorgeousness. Can you see it? Look at all that in there. Fantastic. Right, okay. So, what are we going to do? I don't know. No, I'm only kidding. Well, am I? Am I kidding? I don't know. No, look, this is my plan, okay? I want to attach the back to the front. Okay, I want to make, and I'm going to call it a Steffi inspired journal because Steph makes all these journals and I love them. And she's just an absolute queen at them. But yes, I want to make a Steffi inspired journal. So that's going to have to be stuck to the back of that. I am literally going to just wing this, guys, because I don't think there's any good way to do this. Because I'm probably missing a couple of steps, and it probably would have been easy if I put like a bit of a card lining on it or whatever, but I just don't want to add any more bulk. So I'm just going to go for it. And it's either going to work or it's not, and then I'm going to cry because I've done all this work, but I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine. Right, I think I'm going to start with some Oohoo. Because I haven't done this before, and I'm just thinking Oohoo is very forgiving. It's very, you know, if you mess something up, you usually got a couple of seconds to kind of like, ooh. I think that's why it's called Oohoo. Because you go, ooh, I need to unstick it. What do you reckon? I think that's an excellent explanation. So I'm going to just go with it. Okay, everybody hold your breath. This is just such a, like, Philistine way of doing things, isn't it? Steph's going, no, Rach, no, that's not how I've told you how to do it. I know, love, I know, but this is me now, and I just, you know, I can't remember. Can you remember? So I'm just going to wing it. And hope it all works out okay in the end. Right, oh, look, my hands are shaking. Oh, I'm nervous. Right, let's just see, shall we? Let's just see. How does that look there? It's sitting a bit prude. Right, now the most important bit now is that I need to slide it up because I can straight away see that I'm not in line. So I'm going to have my moment, and I'm going to just unstick. See, look, I'm doing all this on cam because I need you guys to know that it doesn't always go exactly the way that we hope that it will. But it will all be all right in the end. I know it will. And besides, this is how we learn, isn't it? And I know I've seen Steph do this heaps of times. I'm not sure she actually does this bit on camera. I'm struggling to recall. I did have a quick zip through earlier thinking, does she show she does that bit? But I couldn't find it, so I probably did literally zip through it. I'm sure she does. And I know she probably makes it look really effortless. She's probably rocking laughing now watching this. Steph, bless her heart, she wasn't at our retreat this week because one of her wonderful doggos, oh, I'm not sure I should say this now. Oh, well, I've started saying it now. Sorry, Steph, if it wasn't common knowledge, it is now. She's had puppies. We had puppies this week. So my darling Steffi is, she's being puppy nana. And, yeah, so she's going to need lots and lots of love, support. It's her video tomorrow, guys. Well, depending on what time my video goes up, it might be her video today. So please go and check out her video because she's doing that whilst rearing brand spanky new puppies. And I know she must be shattered because she's... she missed a whole night's sleep when they were born. And, yeah, so, and I speak from experience here when I say they are a lot of work. So, yeah, don't forget our Steph. She's been doing an amazing job with this 100 days thing. She's doing her she's doing her own 100 days on top of contributing to the 100 days collab. You're all saying, Rachel, what are you doing? It's all right. It's all under control. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Don't you worry about it. I'm going to put some proper glue on there now, and that'll just affix itself. I just was trying to kind of drag, because I'm a little bit out. But I'm afraid if I drag too much now that it might have already started to stick. No, I think I'm all right. I think we're all right. Oh my word, I just remembered I haven't eaten a thing all day. So my stomach is suddenly going, hello, we are here. Well, not we, I do only have one stomach. I really am not a cow, but you know, it's making noises. That was a royal wee, I think. Feed me. What's that out of? Feed me now. Come on. Oh, you're it. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. That's just disgraceful. Wait your turn. I am busy making a mess of something. Right. Okay, I can see what I need to do now. I got it. Let's do this corner here. Okay, I think I got it. I'm going to just ease that down there like that. This is a real, not a way to do this, I don't think. This is like, Rachel, you've picked the hardest, most, trickiest. But I just wanted it to be, it was an itch I had to scratch and I had to try it. So I've tried it this way and instead, I've undone all of that now and I'm starting from this very far corner, okay? Because to me, that seems the only possible, sensible way I can do this is to match that bottom corner up. Because if that's matched, then obviously the rest will be fine, won't it? It'll follow suit. There we go. Right. We have contact. Here we go. Okay. So now, if I glue up along there now, the stress noise is getting stressier now. I can hear it myself. Right. Okay. Okay, I think I've got this. I think I've got it. I think we got it, guys. God, Rachel, you did not make a pig's ear of that then. Everybody's like, I ain't trying that. I'm not doing that. She made it look really difficult. It really isn't, guys. I just was faffing. And I was being a bit nervous, because I didn't want to ruin my beautiful journal. Because did I tell you it's a gift? It's a gift. That's That's why the schedule went out the window, you see, today. It's all for a reason. Right, okay. Now I think we're there. I think it's as near as, damn it. That's as good as it's going to get, which sounds a terrible thing to say when I've just said it's a gift, but I think we're okay. Now, I'm going to cover now this. Now, the reason it looks like it's going like the tower piece is just because I've got so much more fabric in the back of this one, and that's absolutely fine because it will settle itself when I put something around it now. And I'm going to show you now what I'm going to do. Hopefully it's going to work. Now, I think it's very, very important that I now put some fabric over this. Oh, sorry, did I knock you then? And then I'm going to do the same on the back. Just across there. And I just hope to goodness. Yeah, it looks very lined up to me. What do you reckon, Steph? Does it look good? Does it look good? Have I got your seal of approval? I'm quite pleased with that. I know I made it look like a bit of a faff, but no, I think I'm okay with that. I'm good, I'm okay. Right, let's use some of this. This is this lovely, lovely French cotton that I've got. Oh, it's lovely. Love it. It's so much fun putting these packs together, you know. It got a little bit stressy the one week because I was a little behind and we were trying to get ready for the retreat, and then everything else was happening too, as does tend to happen in my household. But all good. And it was just lovely playing with the, well, not playing with the fabrics, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I was really, because I was, you know, I had my ironing board out and I was making up all the packs, and I tend to do them like 10 at a time. And then, you know, a bit of this and a bit of that, and it's like, oh, it's so exciting. It was like making giant pick and mixes. And then we've got this lovely tissue now, this French, where is it? I got some here. So we've been wrapping our French fabrics in that. But yeah. Okay. Okay, right. Okay. Whew, whew. Nervous much. Right. I'm going to lay that over there, just like that there. And I'm going to let it overflow a little bit, you know. That's fine. I'm trying to be really like, I'm not going to start singing the Frozen song, but yeah, I'm trying to be let it go, you know. Because I'm really like, I watched my video this morning. I never watch my videos back, ever. And I had to go back and watch my video back this morning because I was going to try the other one, the one I showed you earlier, the Christmas one with the, you know, the bits that flip, flap and all that. And then I thought, you know, I can't even remember I did that. So I thought, oh, I'm going to have to go and watch my own video now. This sucks. I can't be doing with that. So anyway, I went and watched my video. And halfway through it then, I had another idea. I can't remember I'm telling you this now. Oh my goodness. No, it's gone. But anyway, that was traumatic this morning. So you nearly had that. Oh yeah, that's right. No, I remember what I was saying. I was, I think I need to eat something. I was thinking how neat it was. Which sounds ridiculous, but it was like really, really neat. And like everything was just perfect and just so, where is it? Oh, I put it back on the shelf now, out of the way. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I don't think I can do that again like that. That is irritating me now. That's like, no. Because obviously I did it a few years ago now. And that's when I thought, no, I'm not doing that. I need to do something that's where I'm at now and something I want to try, and this I feel is quirky. So this is my bit of quirky. I hope Steph is going to be proud of me because I've been saying for ages that I'm going to try one of these, and I've been too terrified. I've been so scared. But actually, I really like it. Gift. Oh, fancy saying it's going to be a gift. I'm going to be like, I don't think I can let this go now. No, I can. I will. I can make another one, can't I? Of course I will. I won't. We never make the same thing twice. Have you noticed? I've made journals that I've loved and I've had to send them for swaps. Or my swap journals are always like my favourite. I don't know why. Probably because I do make a real effort with them because I know the person who has it knows who I am. And they know I'm their swap partner. But no, I'm only kidding. I make 100% effort with all my journals. But no, I always really love my swap journals, and then I have to swap them. I'm always a bit like, oh, I don't want you to go now. Stay with me. But no, I'm pleased that this is going well. Okay. go. Oh my gosh. This is a bit like me. Slim on the top and bottom heavy, look. My journal is a pear. Indeed it is. It's a pear. Right, there we go. So, there she is now. She's all covered over there and she's all covered over there. So now we need to bling her up. I'm going to put a little bit of lace on there, I think, now. Ooh, what have I got left? Should we put some of this skirting on there? I don't know where I got this from. It's very nice. My mother will be sitting there saying, aye, me, I expect. I didn't, honestly, Mum. I didn't. Or if I did, thank you very much. But I don't think I did. I'm not sure. Maybe. That would be slightly ironic now if it had been my mother that gave it to me. But let's just finish this. Oh, that's rather lovely like that, isn't it? Okay. And I'll have it a bit drapey like that, shall I? Should we have it a bit drapey? So, sit still now, look. Can't do it on the journal. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Right, and I'm going to do another the same to go on the back. So let's just see. Oh, this is a very difficult space to work in on times, my desk. It isn't very big because I've got stuff on it, and it's like, I guess a bit stressful trying to, like, you know, maneuver. I keep thinking the dog is crying and it's not. It's my son got telly on upstairs. Dog has got on my nerves this weekend. He keeps on crying all the time. I've been out a lot this week. I've been quite busy with doing stuff. And, well, just trying to do life because life's been on hold for like the last 8 weeks. Getting everything ready for retreat and one thing or another. So, yeah, I've just been out doing stuff this week. And, of course, he's a bit of a big baby, my dog. And, yeah, I come home and he just cries all the time and he won't leave me alone. Then he keeps following me upstairs and he's absolutely not allowed upstairs in our house. So Dan tells him off there and he's like, no, downstairs. But, yeah, he's just been a bit, like, clingy, and I don't do clingy. My kids are not clingy. I don't need a dog that's clingy. Do you know what I mean? I know that makes it sound really, like, harsh and heartless. I'm really not, but, well, I don't know, maybe I am. I don't think I am, but I just don't do clingy. And it has been getting on my nerves just a little bit. Because it's just this constant, and then he's looking at me with his big eyes, and I'm like, what do you want? Do you want to go out? So I'll let him out, and then he'll just look at me, or I'll let him out, and then he immediately wants to come back in. I'm like, come on, dude, I got so much to do. I really don't have time for this. But I did giggle this morning because I got up early, and then I went back upstairs, sat on the bed, and which I never do, but I was determined I was going to have a bit of a lazy morning after being away at the retreat last weekend. I haven't actually had a morning where I could, like, stay in bed past 6:30 this week because I do the school run. So I was determined not to move too quickly today. Oh, God, I do sound lazy, don't I? So anyway, I got a bowl of cereal and I went up. Oh, I did eat. I had cereal. That's right. I went back up to bed and I was sat on the bed watching YouTube, catching up. And obviously then I had to try and find that video that I knew I'd done somewhere. It took me ages to find that. I'm going to leave it like that because I'm not being a control freak. Oh, that is pretty on the front of there, isn't it? Right, and then this way round. I hope you like it, Steph. I hope you're proud. But anyway, there I am, sitting eating my cereal. And who should suddenly appear at the side of my bed? Yes, you know it. I won't say his name because he's sat outside the door listening. Outside my craft room. I've had to leave the craft room door open because if I come in here and work with the door shut, he cries at the door and he tries to barge his way in. Honestly, what do they call it? Separation anxiety? I've seen it all now. Poor little Dabby's picked the wrong person to have anxiety about being separated from, haven't he? Because I'm really just not that way inclined at all. I am a bit hard, I think. It's like, come on, put your big boy pants on. If you were wearing pants, of course, but you don't, you're a dog. So yeah, he just suddenly appeared by the side of the bed. I'm sorry, did I finish that sentence? And then jumped up on the side, like hopped up with his feet, 2 feet down. I was like, right, no, that's it, out. You're not allowed up here. Absolutely not. Oh, look at him sniffing. He knows I'm talking about him. Yes, you, mister. Telling them about your antics this morning. busting into my room. How rude. All right, the door was open even so, but you're not allowed up those stairs. There we go. Right. Ooh, now I feel like she's a real flippy floppy journal. Now, see now, because I've done those extra bits, she's kind of, yes, very much so. Yes, yes, yes. Now, we can finish this in one of two ways. That is definitely the back. Yeah, and that's definitely the front. We can finish this in one of two ways. So, either I can just put a big, massive ribbon around it, which does feel a little lazy to me. Just, you know, because not that that style is lazy. Sorry, please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I feel that the occasion requires me to do something a bit more. That's what I'm trying to say. Or I could do a Steffi special, and I'm just looking up at the one that she made me up there, and make a thing that goes around it and then have a tie on one side, and then you'll have to take that off. So I think I'm going to do that, as I am trying to be inspired by her. So perhaps we'll use this as the base. Let me just get an idea of the size. So do you see what I'm saying? That'll wrap around then like this, and it'll hold everything together then really beautifully. Oops, that's my son sneezing upstairs. Hay fever is in full swing here. It's a little bit long, so I might just shorten it a bit. Perhaps what I'll do is I'll put a little hem either side, and then, right, well, I need a layer on top of this now. So what else can we add onto this? Oh, I know. Huh. How about you use your freebies, Rach? What a good idea. Right, let's have a look. What have we got here? That's the same page. Not helpful. Okay, well, what if I'm thinking, bear with. Of course, my mother would want them done that way, wouldn't she? What if I do it like that? Yes, okay. If I fold it in half, sorry, this is happening as we are doing this now. This is coming live from Rachel's brain. I'm just thinking if I do that, because I've got, what's on the front there? That's on the front there, right, so I need it the other way around. But I do like the pink, you see, so I'm just thinking, if I put it like that, and then wrap that round like that, and then we'll put the cotton underneath of it, but I'll make it a little bit narrower, and then we'll lay lace over the top of it, and then I will stitch in here then a nice binding. Yes, that's the plan. Okay, we've got a plan. Right, I need, oh my goodness, look, my massive pile of fabric. That's literally all I have left. I'm so pleased with myself, because normally I pull out loads of stuff to do something. Oh my goodness, it's getting dark outside. And I don't end up then getting it all done. Oh, and what if we had a little bit of music paper across the bottom? Oh, that'd be pretty. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Bear with. Let me just go and find some bits, and then we'll be done. Okay. So I think I got a plan. So this is what I'm going to do. I found this. This is also out of my lovely French fabrics. So I folded this in half, like so. I've torn that down a bit. Now with the bits that I've torn off, I'm going to just very carefully stick them inside, because I'm going to use those as the closures. Now obviously they will also be stitched, but I just wanted to be able to make sure that they're in the same place. Sorry, I'm not really loud in your ear because I'm standing over the top. Right, now I know one is slightly thicker than the other, but it really doesn't matter. We're not getting hung up on stuff like that today. The main thing is that we have a closure. Right, so that's going to go there like that. That's going to close back up like so. There we are. Right, and I may as well just glue along there now and close that down. Okay, and then on top of that, then I'm going to put this like so. And then I'm going to put, what did I do with it? Some of this then. I just need to work out which way it's got to go. I don't think it'll fit that way. It's too, no it won't. It'll have to go this way. And then I'm going to drape some of that then. Imagine that's been cut across the top there. And I'm going to stitch it all together. And then we'll see how it looks. And we should then have a really stable closure. Okay? Right. I'm going to go do it and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so that is my closure all made. So I've literally just laid it up, put the cotton on the back, and then I stitched the cotton to the freebie, and then I put the lace underneath, and then I finished off with the embroidery on glaze. Now, beware, because I did make a boo-boo, and I did at one point accidentally get my strap stitched to there, so I had to tear it off, and I haven't ripped a bit of it, but it's okay. I think it's going to be big enough, so let's give it a try, shall we? I'm going to just wrap that around there like so. Yep, that's fine, it'll be plenty long. Oh, how cute does that look? So just making sure that all my laces are still fluffed out. Try and get her to sit up as she should. Come on now, nice and proud. Sit up straight, there's a good girl. There, perfect. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Do you know what, guys? I have, in all honesty, I have done this in an afternoon. This is not complicated. Not at all. And I don't mean that to sound derogatory to anybody that makes journals like this. It's a lot of work, but I've managed to do it, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and I thought I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to give it a go. I may not have done it, you know, to the specific specifications or what have you, but I think she looks lovely. Don't you think so? I think she does. I think she looks lovely. Sounded like Bryn then out of blooming Gavin and Stacey. Right, there we are. Look, and it's all drapey on the bottom. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Ooh. Right, I'm going to show you something now. Wait a second. So, as you know, it's Mother's Day in the morning in the UK. I know it isn't all over the world, but it is Mother's Day here. So I have been sitting, my son, my youngest, very kindly has sat and cut all of these out for me. And they're all going to go in. There's all lots of photos in here, look. Guess who they're all of? Of my mummy. Yes, Bella. Because I made this journal for Bella for Mother's Day. This is a Mother's Day present. So I hope she likes it. I hope you like it, Mum. I was hoping to get it down to her before the video went live, but alas, I don't think that's going to happen. So, ta-da! Surprise! You're going to have it tomorrow morning. Can't have it early anyway. But yeah, so this is for Bella, and I'm going to make up all different things with the pictures. I was going to put see if I could make some tags with them, and hopefully then I can get them all to go in to these little, look girls. There's Jez there. There's Rose, there's Steph, there's Angela Kerr, there's Christine, Brenda and Phyllis. That's all our ladies there from the retreats. They are all photographs of the retreats. Well, I'm going to tear that one down a little bit. But anyway, I did have one in here that I'd done, but I've misplaced it now. But I'm sorry, should I do a little flip through? I was a little bit quick there. Would you like to see the full thing? I love that. So there we go. Don't forget the freebie, guys. Freebie is on our Ko-fi page, Ko-fi website thing. Little pocket in there, look. Little pocket in there. We've got a little fabric flip, so I can stick pictures under there for her. Well, that was kind of my thinking. I was thinking I could perhaps, you know, obviously I'm not going to tell you too much. I'm going to finish the rest of this off cam now, since I've just spoiled her surprise. But yeah, and then she'll be able to flip. And then, look, that's my mum. That's my mum. That's my mum and dad. Isn't she lovely? She's so pretty. There we go. And I hope she's weeping tears of joy now. Not horror, after watching me assemble this lovely journal. Little tuck in there. That's there just because it looks lush. And then there's a little flip. And there's another little flip. And then I did manage to do the belly band. I don't know if that'll fit in there now. Oh, it does. There we are. There we are, girls. You are in the belly band. There we are. And then we got a little ruffle. And another little pocket, and another little ruffle, and a little pocket, and a little flip. I could go on like this all night. There's a tiny little pocket there, but I think that's probably just for fun. Yeah. That's a belly band too, just because I got fed up with making pockets. That, I was going to hang that off, and as I was doing it, I looked at it and I thought, oh, that looks almost like one of those little dress things. So I did it almost in the shape of a dress. It's got a bit of a wonky waist, but yeah, I thought it looked cute. Little pocket. This is a little flip, and then page of French, and then we've got another little flip, and a pocket, and a big pocket, and then we've got another one there, and another one there, and all of this has been done with my lovely lace and fabric and our freebies and what I had left over from our, I know you said Billy Lonte. That's a place in Brittany. No, that wasn't what I was going to say. Billy Do. It's all been finished off with that. Oh, now look. See these beautiful little envelopes that the ladies made. How cute will they look now? In there. I might have to put 1 or 2 in there for Mum. Oh, how lovely does that look? And then we got a little thing in there. I can put a nice big tag in there. Fabric flip, pocket, writing spot, flip, flip, flip. Lots of flips. And then you're going to flip her over. Oh, see what I did there? And then open it up. Beautiful doily. Mum, if you take this journal apart and take the doily out, I think I will be most upset. I'm just going to say this now, okay? Because I know she's going to love that doily so much. That's why I've given it to her. Because I love my lovely mum. And she's marvellous. And I wouldn't be able to do anything that I do without her. And I appreciate her very, very much. Beautiful lace. French lace for you there, Mum. French lace. And then another flip. With the embroidery anglaise. Bit of Edith Holden there. I'll put a picture over that. That's not the most attractive page, sorry. There's another one of our freebies for this month. And I love this pocket. That was when I did at the beginning, when I layered the fabric. Little flip, French book page. Another bit more. In fact, all of the laces here are all from the French stuff. That's a lovely lacy flip. And, oh, this is a heavy one. Oh, there's the other one. That's right. That's what I did with that one. Look, so I've put it onto a little bit of, what is this called? Calico, linen, what have you. Bit of the French lace, and I've popped that. I've printed all of these onto parchment paper, and then I just put a paper clip on there. Not a paper clip. What's that called? Come on, safety pin. So I'm going to go through and just put them all in place like that for her, and then she'll have some lovely photographs. So I was thinking I could pop one. I love that one of her and Dad. They're both so silly. They make me laugh. Pop them in there, look like that. She'll have all these lovely photos then. And there's a little pocket to the side of that as well. Pockets, lovely pockets. I think they need to be tags in there. Hopefully, when we'll do another little flip through for you when it's all finished. But I have run out of time now, guys, and I need to go and pack this up for my mother because it is Mother's Day in the morning, and I also need to put this video up because I am rather late. So I'm very, very sorry for my lateness. But well, you know. Oh, 2 pockets there, and then the rest of that little snippet there. And then another pocket. Oh, I just love this journal so much. So much. I hope Mum likes it. Oh yeah, and that's a pocket there. And then a little snippet. And then that's the back of the doily. And then we've got our join. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope it's not super disjointed. Because obviously I do try to cut out a lot of the boring bits. But I needed to try and get a lot done and not have you sitting around tapping your fingers while I was making decisions about fabric and stuff. So I hope you got to see enough to get an idea. But I can assure you, I don't think I started this until 3:30, and it's now 7:10. And I've had 3 interruptions. I've had a school report handed to me. I had to fix my son's watch in the middle of it, and a couple of other things. Oh, and the dog incessantly crying, of course. But other than that, yeah, that didn't take me too long at all. So guys, when you put your mind to it, look what you can achieve. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. I hope she loves it. Right, guys, I'm going to leave you with a little video at the end. Just something, a little something. And also just to say to all the mums out there, whether you're in the UK or not, I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. And I hope your children show you how much they appreciate you. And I hope you all have a lovely evening. And thank you for spending the time with me. I'll see you again very soon. Don't forget to go over to Bella's video. And don't forget to go and see Steph at Hilltop View Journal. Because I'm smack bang in the middle of them now, being really naughty. But yeah, don't forget them, guys. And oh, don't forget as well to leave comments. Giveaway. I'm going to be popping the giveaway video on now at the end of this video. There are two sets of prizes this week. So don't forget to hang on and see that as well. All right. And I'll be back with you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.